So once you become a marketing expert, you can sell to people that are on your list, your audiences, people that watch your videos, that consume your content, that have joined your newsletter, that have joined your messenger channel, that whatever it is that you have a line with, these are the ones that you can monetize. Number two, you want to build audiences. Right now, this is an opportunity for audience building. It's not an opportunity for selling. It really is not a market to sell, all right? Now, there is selling happening. I am selling. I have a marketing agency called Attention Grabbing Media, which stands for, it's AGM, stands for Attention Grabbing Media. That's what we do. We capture attention. And we are selling, and we're doing quite well. Actually, in the month of March, which is in the midst of the entire drama of the COVID-19 world, we had one of our highest ever months in my company called Natural Slim. We are getting numbers right now that we only dreamed about in terms of attention. We only dreamed about them. Yeah, so we're basically focusing our strategy right now around audience building and providing value during these very difficult times, so we can give people stability in regards to as to what's going on. So what a great opportunity for a photographer to start becoming omnipresent and showing the world what their skill is. Because COVID-19 does not stop you from being a photographer. It stops you from selling your services, but it doesn't stop you from actually performing your art. And if you are binge watching on shows and you're just going out over Game of Thrones and House of Cards and Walking Dead and wasting your time, that's a different story. But this is a great time for you to explore your abilities and get yourself to the next level. Audience building. Guess what? You have Wi-Fi signal. You have internet. You have the internet to be able to send your message across platforms as much as you want. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Instagram TV, stories on Instagram, stories on Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok. All these places are distribution channels that our ancestors never even dreamed about having. They just didn't have access to any of this stuff. And we get to be in a quarantine with a connection to the world. We are not stopping socializing. We're doing social distancing, but we have replaced it with social media. So what a great opportunity for you to jump into the social media era and really go heavy at, number one, improving your skill. Number two, telling your story. Number three, sharing your talent with the world. Number four, teaching, educating, showing people how they themselves can make this particular skill better because you have that ability. There's a 3-step plan, right? And those 3 steps are, number one, you want to be able to take advantage of one of the relief programs and figure out how you can qualify and get some help so you can have that wherewithal so you can survive during these tough times until the economy gets back and you're able to really sell your services. Number two, you need to focus on audience building. Number three, you need to focus on, as you build audiences, you need to become an expert on the subject of marketing so you can do lead generation. And that leads me, I want to segue into 7 steps, which are more complete of these 3 things that are explained in detail now, which I called it my COVID-19 survival battle plan. That's what I called it, all right? It's my survival battle plan. And this applies 100% to you as an artist, as a photographer, as a business owner, as a solopreneur, no matter what. This is what you need to do. You want to, number one, communicate through omnipresence. What does that mean, omnipresence? It means that you want to be as many places as possible at the same time. We've known for years and in religion that God is omnipresent. God is everywhere. God is supposed to know every single aspect of what we do every single day across the entire planet. And that's the commonly held belief. No matter what you believe, if you're a religious person, generally that is the belief that we have across religion. Omnipresence. God is everywhere. What I like to tell people is that you need to accomplish a God-like phenomenon on social media. You need to be everywhere. If somebody opens up LinkedIn, they need to see you. If they open up Facebook, they should be seeing you there. If you are on YouTube Live, then you have another chance, like Mark right now, having people seeing you. On Instagram, on stories, you need to be everywhere, in as many places as possible. So people sometimes ask me, Mark, like, how much should I do? Well, the answer is always with a question. And I always say to them, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to get there? Do you really, 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 really want to capture audiences and be able to grow your business and spread your message? How bad do you want to get there? How big are your goals? And it really does depend on that. If your goals are really massive, then you got to know that you can put the energy behind it. It's like, it's going to go in direct relation to how much you put out there, right? You're not going to grow more than the energy that you create. So if you create a lot of energy in this area, and if you're good at it, which photographers, if you guys are doing this as a job, if you guys are experts in this field, you're proud of your work. You are very perfectionist about your ability and your skill. So you got to get it out there. Because there's a lot of people out there that could benefit from your knowledge. So you want to communicate through omnipresent. I tell people, look, if you want to make it, you got to do this. If you want to survive, you got to do this. You got to communicate omnipresent, and you got to be aggressive, and you got to provide that particular aspect of your beingness, your being, to the world. So number one, communicate omnipresent. So if you handle that point, the rest will start falling in place. And that is something that you guys have to get used to, because sometimes people are like, well, I don't think I should be talking this much. And my neighbor already told me that they've been seeing me too much on social media and I should quiet down. And my wife doesn't like the way my hair looks, or whatever it is, right? You got to get through that and just do it. And just do it as much as possible. And just get in a roll. And the first 6 months, the first year, are really about you getting used to your own voice. But what a better opportunity in a quarantine era to get started right now. Point number 2 out of 7 is talking with reality. I like brands and people to understand that you don't want to pretend like nothing is going on, because you're going to become unreal to people. You don't want to become unreal. You want to talk to them. Hey, this is what's going on. I know. This is how I can help you. Let's provide value to them based on your expertise. Talk with reality. Point number 3 is be a stabilizing influence. Be somebody that is actually there to help them. Look at Mark, right? Mark is an example. He's there. Myself. We're examples. We're here trying to show people a roadmap to survive and to get through this together, to be better, to do better. It's a roadmap. It's a path. It's not, oh my God, look at what the media said. Oh, we got the highest ever deaths 24 hours later. Oh my God, let's talk about death. Let's talk about non-survival things. Oh yeah, doom and gloom. No, we're talking about, hey, the world is dealing with this. How about if we do this so we can put our own little piece to make things better around ourselves? So you want to be a stabilizing influence to people and just contribute your own personality. If you're going to be a Debbie Downer, if you're going to be a negative person, then this is not for you. Artist is not for you. You shouldn't even be doing this, right? But if you have the willingness to put your heart and soul into being a better person to the world, then this is for you. This is a platform for you to get your message out there. And so I'm providing value to the people that follow me, to my audiences, because I believe that's my superpower. So you got to figure out, what is your superpower? And that's a question for you guys to ponder, right? What is your superpower? What is your super skill? How can you help? Are you great at interviewing people? Are you great at being a photographer? Do you have a special, unique skill that most of the people out there would love to have, but they don't have? Why don't you teach that, right? Why don't you just go ahead and talk about that and teach that? So you got to figure it out. But generally, you might have to do some thinking about this. What is your super skill that you know that you're always proud about talking? That on dinners with friends, on parties, on activities, you can't stop thinking about it. There's a button that you cannot shut down. Like, my superpower is marketing. I cannot be quiet on that subject. I can talk marketing all day long. I can talk about opportunities and marketing all day long. That is my superpower. People pay me a lot of money to get a little bit of what's in here. I get a lot of consulting fees. I get a lot of people that want me to have a seat on their table. I mean, I have had seats on tables of people that I have never dreamed about, right? Like, incredible people. I mean, let me give you an example. My God, Bart Simpson, Nancy Cartwright. I get to sit down with her and talk marketing. I mean, this lady was a big part of raising me, because I used to watch The Simpsons growing up, right? So, and now I get to sit down with her to talk about marketing and help her with strategies. How incredible is that, right? So I have a lot of people like that value my superpower, and they want to get it because I can't turn it off. I don't have a shut-off valve on that particular thing. So you, as a photographer, as an artist, you need to figure out what that is. And if you figure that out, you are way ahead of the game, probably better than most people out there are. Okay, number 5 is building audiences. We talked about that briefly. So if you grab all those things, omnipresence, talk with reality, if you are a stabilizing influence, if you provide value, you know what's going to happen? You're going to build audiences. And the great news is that you don't have to invest a penny on any of this. As long as you have a cell phone payment and you have data and you have Wi-Fi, you're good to go. You can just get out there and just go. So the excuse of I don't have any money for advertising, it doesn't belong here yet, because we have platforms that we can use for free. And you can just use them. And at the beginning, highly recommend that you don't start looking at how many views and how many post likes and comments. It grows with time. So if you have to do 158 videos that have one view, you do 158 videos with one view and you don't worry about it. That's just part of the game. It's all part of it. So you want to just keep on building those audiences. Number 6, this is where my scholarship belongs, because I'm asking people to become marketing experts. Why is it that important? Hey, if you're a photographer, well, unless you are on a humanitarian mission and you're not interested in monetizing anything for the rest of your life, which most of you guys are interested in monetizing, then you need to know how to market yourself. So you gotta be a marketing expert, or like Mark said, find that team member that can complement that weakness. Because sometimes, you know, like if you look at my dad's example, my dad has no clue how I do social media marketing. Now he does, because we've been working together for many years. But he found a way to complement that weakness by bringing me in. So you gotta find out if you can have one person that can be passionate in the subject of marketing and bring that person in to help you spread your message far and wide. Because once you start building audiences, you need to now start scaling that, and you need to start monetizing that. And on the COVID-19 world, and this is the final point, right? You can sell to your best audiences. So once you become a marketing expert, you can sell to people that are on your list, your audiences, people that watch your videos, that consume your content, that have joined your newsletter, that have joined your messenger channel, that whatever it is that you have a line with, these are the ones that you can monetize. COVID-19 is not an era for you to sell upfront and meet somebody and say, hey, my name is Mark Silver and here's an offer. That's not the world we live in right now. People are going to buy things from you if you have built a relationship with them. Money is there. There's money in the economy. There's more coming right now with this whole like CARES Act and everything. People do have money, but they're going to give that money only to people that they have managed to build relationships with. If you don't have a relationship with somebody, I'm sorry, you have not earned the right to offer them something. You will not be able to make it profitable. So you got to go down this path with this battle plan. And once you have enough audiences, that's where the monetization begins, because now you have enough audiences to be able to sell things to. That's the battle plan.